It's titled Scalia Speaks. This is about Antonin Scalia's different speeches and talks he gave when he was invited to certain events. The book was put together by his son and a law clerk. The foreword is by Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And what he brings out in his book, which I liked, is the fact that the Supreme Court has changed since the years following World War II. It was the Warren Court who made so many of these changes that we are dealing with today. He brings out that he refers to himself as an originalist, an original meaning Constitution, and the new set of laws we have as a living Constitution. These changes couldn't have occurred without the Warren Court, which laid the groundwork for changing laws here in America. He also makes a comment that most likely it's going to unravel. It's just a matter of when. Also, he brings out many things throughout the book about the Founding Fathers and the intention behind what they wrote into the Constitution. But he said education, civic education, was very important to the Founding Fathers. They knew that you could not have good citizens of a republic if you didn't educate them in school. And he brings out that the Supreme Court has made it virtually impossible for a school to force anything onto a student. It used to be that you could make a student stay after school, you could give them a lower grade or whatever, but you can't do that anymore. You have to take all these different issues and take it to the lawyers, to the laws. And so this has had a profound impact on the education that American students are receiving. There's also something there that says once a book is placed on a bookshelf at a school library, it cannot be removed. And somehow or other, this has something to do with free speech. But there are many, many interesting facts that come out in this book. You know, there was quite a controversy around his death. This book does not address that at all. What does come up is that Scalia's grandfather in Sicily did hunt in the hills of Sicily. And I think he may have inherited the gun. I'm not quite sure on that. But over the years, hunting was a way for him to get away from the beltway. And it gave him time to think and, just refresh his mind. And he would go hunting whenever someone invited him to go hunting. So I think this work of nonfiction is quite informative and has some meat in it as far as the changes we've seen take place in our country. He also talks about dumbed down without using that term, but when he has spoken to audiences of elite law graduates, he would poll the audience and ask how many had read the Federalist Papers. I had never heard about the book up until now, and usually it was less than 5% who had read them. Apparently, back when, the Founding Fathers could see problems arising in New York, so they put together this book, which is, the authors are Hamilton, Madison, and Jay, the Federalist Papers, of writings about what was the intention behind certain, laws of the Constitution. And that way it was a little bit extra information about why the Constitution was written up the way it was. It was written up to be a breathable type document that could last some hundreds of years. So the direction it has taken in recent years was never the intent of the Founding Fathers. I hope you enjoy the book.